In May 2026, Eli Lilly announced the results of TRIUMPH-1, the pivotal phase 3 obesity trial for retatrutide. 28.3% average body weight loss at 80 weeks. In a pre-specified 104-week extension, that number reached 30.3%. That is bariatric surgery territory from a weekly injection. And most people have no idea how it actually works or why those numbers are that high. This is what we are covering today. Who am I and why this matters? My name's Rob Lagana. I've been coaching for 33 years. I work with adults over 40 whose bodies have stopped responding to conventional training and nutrition. Retatrutide is one of those tools in that clinical conversation. What I'm going to explain today is the mechanism, how it works at the receptor level, why it outperforms everything before it, and what that means for adults over 40 specifically. This is not medical advice. This is education. Always work with your physician. Part 1, the receptor progression. To understand retatrutide, you need to understand the progression that led to it. Every GLP-1 class compound works by activating hormone receptors. Think of a receptor like a lock on a cell. The drug is the key. When the key turns the lock, the cell gets a signal, which is reduce appetite, improve insulin sensitivity, or burn more fat. The question is how many locks you can open at the same time. Semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy opens one lock, the GLP-1 receptor. In the STEP trials published in the New England Journal of Medicine, semaglutide produced approximately 15 to 17% average body weight loss. Then came tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro, Zepbound, two locks, GLP-1 and GIP. In the SURMOUNT trials, tirzepatide produced approximately 20 to 22% average body weight loss. And in 2025, the first head-to-head trial, which is SURMOUNT 5, confirmed tirzepatide outperforms semaglutide by a significant margin. More receptors, more metabolic pathways activated, more weight loss. Then came retatrutide, three locks, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. The TRIUMPH-1 phase 3 trial reported by Eli Lilly in May 2026 was 28.3% average body weight loss at 80 weeks, up to 30.3% in a pre-specified 104-week extension, the largest weight loss numbers ever reported in a phase 3 randomized controlled trial of any compound in this class. Important to say clearly, these are top-line results from Eli Lilly press releases, right? Full peer-reviewed publications are expected after the American Diabetes Association scientific sessions in New Orleans, coming in June 2026. Part 2, what each receptor does. Let me break down what each of these three receptors actually does. The GLP-1 receptor. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. When this receptor is activated, three things happen. Appetite decreases, gastric emptying slows, meaning food moves through your stomach more slowly, so you feel full longer. And insulin sensitivity improves, specifically because food is moving slower. This is the foundation. Every compound in this class starts here. The GIP receptor. GIP stands for glucose-dependent insulin-tropic polypeptide. The GIP receptor enhances insulin secretion, may improve lipid metabolism, and stimulates lipolysis, which is the breakdown of fat in adipose tissue. Adding GIP to GLP-1 is why tirzepatide outperforms semaglutide, and then it opens a second metabolic door that semaglutide never touches. The glucagon receptor. This is the differentiator. The glucagon receptor is what separates retatrutide from everything that came before it. When the glucagon receptor is activated, energy expenditure increases. So your body burns more calories at rest. Hepatic fatty oxidation increases, meaning your liver actually burns fat rather than storing it. Liver fat is reduced directly, and lipolysis is further stimulated. In plain language, the glucagon receptor turns up your metabolic furnace at that cell level. Semaglutide reduces how much you eat. Retatrutide reduces how much you eat and increases how much you burn. That is why the numbers are 28.3% at 80 weeks and 30.3% at 104 weeks. Part 3, what the phase 3 data actually shows. So let me walk you through what has been reported so far. Retatrutide now has multiple phase 3 readouts. TRIUMPH-4 reported December 2025, studied adults with obesity and knee osteoarthritis. At the 12 milligram dose, 28.7% average body weight loss at 68 weeks, 71.2 pounds lost on average, 75.8% reduction in osteoarthritis pain scores. More than 1 in 8 participants were completely free from knee pain by the end of the trial. TRIUMPH-1 reported May 2026 is the pivotal general obesity trial. 2,339 adults, obesity or overweight with at least one weight-related comorbidity, no type 2 diabetes. At the 12 milligram dose, 28.3% weight loss at 80 weeks, 70.3 pounds lost on average. In the pre-specified 104-week extension, 30.3%, which is 85 pounds. 45% of participants lost more than 30% of their body weight. 65% reached a BMI under 30. Significant improvements in waist circumference, non-HDL cholesterol, triglycerides, and systolic blood pressure. Transcend TD21 reported March 2026 focused on type 2 diabetes. At 40 weeks, A1C reductions of 1.7 to 2.0 percentage points, weight loss of 11.5 to 16.8%. Now, on the side effects, I want to be honest here because this is educational content and you deserve the full picture. GI effects, right? Nausea, diarrhea, vomiting were discovered in a pattern consistent with other GLP-1 class compounds. Concentrated during the titration phase, right? There's also a side effect called dysesthesia, which is abnormal skin sensations, tingling, tenderness. This is more specific to retatrutide. In TRIUMPH-1, dysesthesia occurred in approximately 12.5% of participants at the 12 milligram dose, compared to 0.9% on placebo. Most causes were mild, resolved on treatment, and rarely led to discontinuation. The mechanism is believed to be related to glucagon receptor activation, the same pathway that drives the additional fat burning. AE-related discontinuations at the 12 milligram dose were 11.3% compared to 4.9% placebo. So the 4 milligram dose had a discontinuation rate lower than placebo, while still producing 19% weight loss. That tolerability profile at 4 milligrams is clinically significant for long-term use. Important regulatory context here, retatrutide is not FDA approved. No NDA has been submitted as of May 2026. No FDA expedited designation, no fast track, no breakthrough therapy, no priority review has been publicly announced. The realistic NDA filing window is late 2026 to early 2027. The earliest plausible FDA decision is mid to late 2027. Do not let anyone tell you it is approved or imminent. Work with your physician. Part 4, why this matters for adults over 40. Here's what none of the mainstream coverage actually explains. The people most likely to benefit from a compound that simultaneously reduces appetite, improves insulin sensitivity, reduces liver fat, and increases energy expenditure are adults over 40 whose metabolic function has downregulated, due to hormonal decline, chronic stress, and years of under-recovery. The Massachusetts Male Aging Study, published in JAMA, found that more than 25% of men between 40 and 70 have clinically low testosterone. Testosterone decline is directly associated with increased visceral fat, insulin resistance, and reduced energy expenditure. The glucagon receptor activation in retatrutide addresses the energy expenditure side of that equation directly, which no previous compound did. But here's what I need to say clearly. Retatrutide is a tool. It is not a program. The research is consistently clear that GLP-1 class compounds produce the best results when combined with structured resistance training, adequate protein intake, and optimized sleep and recovery. Without those foundations, retatrutide will reduce body weight, but a significant portion of that weight loss will come from muscle, not just fat. A 2021 study in Physiological Reports showed that one night of sleep deprivation drops muscle protein synthesis by 18% and raises cortisol by 21%. Add a powerful appetite suppressant to an under-recovered, under-sleeping, overstressed adult, and you are at a significant risk of losing the muscle you spent years building. The compound works. The program around the compound is what determines whether you lose is fat or muscle. Part 5, the recovery first principle applied. This is where the methodology matters. Recovery first body recomposition means building the program around what your body can actually recover from before adding any pharmacological support. sleep architecture, nervous system regulation, stress load management, hormonal environment assessment, precision training volume, strategic nutrition. When those foundations are in place, then a compound like retatrutide is added under physician supervision. The results are fundamentally different from taking the compound without the program. You are not just losing weight, right? You are recomposing, which is losing fat, preserving muscle, maybe even building muscle, improving metabolic function at the hormonal level. That is what the research supports. That is what 33 years of coaching confirms. Retatrutide is the most effective weight loss compound ever tested in a phase 3 trial. 28.3% at 80 weeks, 30.3% at 104 weeks, 3 receptor pathways, a mechanism that addresses both intake and expenditure simultaneously. Wow. For adults over 40 whose metabolism has shifted, this matters. But the compound is not the program, right? If you want to understand how recovery first body recomposition applies to your specific situation, there is a free protocol briefing. And the link is in the description, and it walks through the full framework in 5 minutes. No obligation, just clarity. And if you found, this useful, share it. Share it with someone who is asking you about retatrutide and getting marketing hype instead of science. There's a ton of marketing hype out there. I'll see you guys next time.